99% of Americans don't even realize what is happening. We have heard from President Biden time and time again that he would not raise taxes for anybody making less than $400,000 per year. He wouldn't raise taxes by even 1 cent. Well, guess what? He lied. The Biden administration and Democrats have been passing things along the way, along the past 3 years, that have been contributing to higher taxes. Now, I will just explain this really quick and then we'll get into some of the details. But here's what's going on. The way the Biden administration has been taxing Americans more money is by raising their wages. But keep this in mind. You cannot just raise wages without other things happening at the same time. What is happening right now is we are seeing wages go up, which means the more you make, the more money you pay into taxes. So essentially, yes, you are paying more in federal taxes. Here's the other thing. When you pay more in taxes, more of that money goes to Social Security, goes to the current administration, goes to transportation, goes to Medicare, and things like that. Great. Here's the problem. As we're putting more money into the system, we're also seeing higher inflation. As inflation goes up, this cripples many low-income households and even middle-income households. Those are the ones that feel the effects the most. But here's what you need to understand. By the Biden administration raising wages, people think that's good, but more money's going into taxes. Here's the other problem. We're seeing inflation go up as well because wages are going up. And as wages go up more, inflation goes up. And so in order to try to hurt inflation and bring it down, the Biden administration is sending more money overseas. But here's the thing. They were lying about where they're sending the money. I will address more on that in just a moment, but just understand, right now, we are expecting inflation to go back up again next month, and by the election, we could see inflation go from where it currently is at 3.5% to 4.8% come November. So, let me break down what is going on at this time. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So over the past few weeks, I've gotten several questions. Why are we not seeing the interest rates on mortgages, on cars, on credit cards, and everything else go down? Well, here's the reason why. The Federal Reserve actually needs interest rates to go up to push inflation down. But the problem is the Biden administration doesn't want that, because if they push inflation down, we are already seeing wages go up. Essentially, we're going to see inflation just turn right back around and start ticking up, which is exactly what's been going on. Now, I want to read you a few things. Okay, prices are going up across the board. Here's what it has looked like during the Biden administration. Food prices have gone up over 18%. Gas prices are up over 52%. Credit card debt is up over 46%. And I think we can all agree there. It's much more difficult to pay off a credit card when before maybe you had a introductory 0% interest rate. Maybe you had a 12 to 16%. But now many people are paying 23 to 24% interest on their credit card purchases. That is outright insane, and that's one of the reasons why millions of Americans are struggling with credit card debt, because they cannot pay it off. But we also have a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is up 4.5%. But here's the crazy part. Wages have been going up, right? Or at least that's what I just told you. That's what everyone's been saying. They're getting paid more today than they were back in 2019. But here's the crazy part. Real wages. This is when you take your wages and then you obviously, they reflect inflation. But real wages, real hourly wages are down by 2.54%. This means you are not actually getting paid more. You're getting paid less than what you did prior to all this run up with inflation. That's crazy. Now, I want to show you a couple things. First off, I want to show you gas prices today. This is as of this morning. This is April 27th. It is $3.65.9. That is what it is today. Okay? Gas prices continue to go up. But just yesterday they were $3.66, so they went down by a tenth of a cent. Then the day before, or a week ago, they were $3.67, so they're coming down just a little bit. But a month ago, $3.53. And then a year ago, $3.63. Okay? That's what it is. Now, here's what you need to keep in mind. We are seeing prices go up, or they come up, then they stay pretty flat and steady. Okay, that's normal. The concern, though, is that many people last year, okay, and I'll show you this again. Okay, last year we were at $3.63 right here. Okay, that's not terrible because many people still had stimulus. Okay, they had stimulus when they were paying this a year ago. Today, where it's $3.65, so it's up 2 cents, guess what? Most Americans have absolutely no stimulus. Nothing. We don't have counties and cities and states out there that have a gas tax holiday where they are not charging you taxes like they did in the past. No. They brought all those things back. So last year, there were a few things in place that were kind of contributing to lower prices. This year, not so much. As soon as the weather turns, and we've had some crazy weather over the past month, but as soon as weather starts to turn, becomes a little bit better, we're not seeing massive tornadoes or snowstorms or hail that is just, crippling cars. Once we see all this stuff kind of go away and we get back to the normal spring and summer weather, many expect gas prices are going to shoot up over $4 to possibly $5 a gallon. That's going to hurt. Now, I want to show you a couple other things. Okay, the Fed has said the reason why the U.S. continues to have inflation problems, well, they've given us multiple factors, but the first thing they talked about was that it was continuing to climb because we were making more money. We were living a great life, right? That things were not so expensive, the supply chain was fixed, but now we were getting paid more. Companies were paying us so much money. Well, not really. That was the first thing they said. Then they said stimulus really helped contribute to higher inflation. Here's the truth. The United States government continues to spend all the money that they receive. Actually, they continue to spend more money than they receive, which is why they are pretty much operating at a deficit. Here's a quick example. The Biden administration passed multiple bills. For instance, one was the Inflation Reduction Act. This bill actually contributed to higher inflation. We also saw them pass the Fiscal Responsibility Act. Again, higher inflation. They also passed the CHIPS Act, which did the same thing. It helped a little bit, but it did the same thing essentially. And then just recently, actually before this, there was multiple attempts to pass pretty much forgiveness for all student borrowers. This student loan forgiveness, which we still see every single month. There's billions of dollars in student debt that is forgiven. That could help out. That could bring inflation down because that also gives people less money to spend. But again, I understand the idea is giving people more options, giving them more money so that they can spend. But again, it's going to bring up inflation. It's going to bring up housing costs. All this stuff's going to happen. And then just recently, the Biden administration signed a bill, which was passed by Republicans as well. Let's not leave that out. Okay? That Republicans and Democrats alike passed a bill, $95 billion for a foreign aid package. This was over $60 billion to Ukraine, over $26 billion to Israel, over $8 billion to Taiwan. And they said this is going to help bring down inflation because we will not go to war with Russia. We will not go to war with China. We will not go to war with Iran. Here's the crazy part. Experts say that by sending money overseas to Ukraine, to Israel, to Taiwan, this actually brings down inflation. We're sending our dollars overseas, so they can't be spent here. But the crazy part about this is the Biden administration said that, yes, we're doing that, but most of that money is being spent right here in the United States. We are spending that money on defense contracts. We're spending that money to pretty much restock our munitions, restock the military, right? Weaponry. we're spending it right here on U.S. soil. So in the end, it actually doesn't do a thing. But President Biden has a plan. President Biden says he is going to tax the American people. He is going to propose a capital gains tax, which could actually contribute to about, well, billions of dollars in additional revenue. But this is a tax that could get as high as 44.6%. You know what's crazy about that? I want to show you. This is from Fox News. Thought this was interesting because millions of people are going to pay more. And the reason why President Biden is proposing a 44.6% tax, well, it's for multiple reasons. One, the highest income earners, they're actually going to pay a little bit more. This is due to a Trump tax cut expiration that's going to happen very soon. But I want you to show you this because multiple people, multiple lawmakers have said this is not going to impact the lower income households. It will. It is going to impact every single person because the tax brackets, they're on a scale. So if you make up to X amount of dollars, you're taxed 10%. X amount of dollars, you're taxed 15% or 18% or 20 or 22%. Right? It's on a scale. But listen to this.
The Tax Foundation is warning that a single person making $30,000 a year could pay an additional $250 in taxes. Individuals making $75,000 could see their taxes jump by more than $1,700.
So this is just for a single person. The Biden tax plan is going to cost low and middle class Americans more money. Now, again, you may not see this on your everyday check. You may not see this all the time. But when it comes to filing taxes, you may not get an additional $1,700. And for many people, that's over $100 a month that could help them pay a bill, pay their car payment, the phone bill, their Netflix account, a gym membership, put food on the table. That could help. So again, I just wanted to share this with you because I know a lot of people are wondering what is going on. Well, what is going on? We are being told certain things, but again, that's a lot of it's misinformation because what we are finding out is we are continuing to be taxed. So, just want to share this with you really quick. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.